Hello guys, this is Mauro from ImpinFotech.com, and on this video I want to show you a tour of the Windows 10 build 14.320a. There is a lot going on in this build that we're going to be seeing on the anniversary update. So let me just get right into the new changes, and let me start with the start menu, because on this build we have a new updated start menu with a few changes. Let me just show you really quick. It still kind of looks the same as the older one, but you will notice that now we have a left rail with the items that we used to see right here at the bottom, and at the bottom of the most used app list, and now they're listed on the left. You have a hamburger button that lets you access the label for those items, and you can still go to the settings and pin more items, and they will just list it upwards. And now on this build we have the most used app list and the all apps list merged into one list, so you no longer have to click the all apps button just to access your the apps you want. You can now just click the start button, and you will get right into all your apps. You can of course click the letter to just jump to a different section and just get to those apps really quick, which makes scrolling and jumping, less, it will take less scrolling and clicking just to get to the app you want. These new changes also expands to the full screen version of the menu that we'll see on the on tablet mode. So now let me see if I can open tablet mode. We go to system, and then we go to tablet mode, and we enable this mode right here just to show you really quick. I'm going to show you that that feature that I click in a few seconds. Let me just go back to the so this is the status screen that we see now on the Windows 10 14.320a, and now we also see the left rail, but we also see two buttons that you will get access to the all apps and to your tiles section, live tile section. So we can click the all apps, and now all the apps are, even the most used apps, they're all in one list. And you will see that I have here a grid view of all the apps, and right now I have like 3 columns, but depending on your screen resolution you might see less or more columns. And now they're centered and easier to scroll and get to the app, which is really nice. You can still click the letter to just jump between the sections. So if you need to find different apps that are in different that start with different letter, you can just do that, and it's just an easier way, a faster way to access those apps. So let me go back to the to settings, and just let me show you that we also have now an option to automatically hide the taskbar in tablet mode. We have the same option on the desktop, and we had that for the longest time, but it was only for the desktop. For tablet mode we didn't have that option, and now we can, we also have that option here. So if I do that, now you saw that the taskbar disappeared, but you can always swipe from the bottom up and get access to the taskbar, which is really nice, because it will allow apps and Windows to take better advantage of the real estate of the screen. Alright, so as far as I know, that's all there is to it for the tablet mode. So let me just switch. Let me disable tablet mode, and I'm gonna come back to Action Center in a later time. Let me just minimize this, and let me just go into Cortana, because there is a few changes going on Cortana. First of all, Cortana now works across devices, and it syncs information across devices. So that means that even if you have Cortana installed on your Android phone, you will now get those low battery notifications from your phone letting you know that you need to charge it. And you can actually accurately now ask Cortana to find or ring your phone to locate it, whatever it is. Also, now when you use Cortana, you don't need a Microsoft account to start using it. But if you need to get more, if you want to get more personalized experience with the digital assistant, you still need to sign in with a Microsoft account. So it's nice that you can actually use it for without the account. For those who are just starting with the system, and you can start right away, no setup necessary. But you still need to sign in with your Microsoft account if you want to get it more personalized and you want Cortana to track all your activities and stuff like that. So, but it's really nice that Microsoft adding that choice. Also, when you do a search on Cortana, you will not you actually will see OneDrive results that we didn't have that before. So now we have that. Another feature that's coming with Cortana is the ability to, let me show you right now, like if you reminders, let me see, reminder, let me see if I can spell it right. When you create a reminder right now, we can actually create a photo reminder. So now we have this camera button that you can click, and actually, if it would let me, it's not letting me. Well, it's not letting me click it, but technically you can click the button and you can take a picture or choose an image from your library just to create a reminder with an image. Microsoft said that in this build, a lot of things are not working really well, so this is one of them. I tried it before and it worked, but it's not working right now. But trust me, it's just like if you get a chance to install this build, you can click the button and create your reminder that way. Also, we have content reminders. You see, like it's even, let me see if I can do that. Now, if we go to, if we open the news app, we can click the share button, and now we have a new Cortana Reminders option, and that would allow you to create a reminder to read the article on a later time. And you click that, and like if you need to add anything else, you just type it right there and click save, and you will get a reminder from a content. This is pretty similar to the written list that we have in Microsoft Edge, but now it's nice that we have this option on the on Cortana. One thing before I move on, I want to show really quick. If you notice that we have a left rails thing right here where we have access to the hamburger button and different items, and even to settings and profile, that's the same way that it works for the new start menu and the and on Cortana. I think what I'm trying to say is what Microsoft is doing with the start menu, it's making it look more like an app, and it will make it easier for users to navigate and don't have to relearn how to do stuff on different sections of the operating system. If you know one way to navigate options on the operating system, you can do it in any section. So I think it's really good that Microsoft is actually doing this, and we have to wait and see what's going to happen on the actual release of the anniversary update, and see what is the final version of the start menu. But pretty much this is how it's gonna look like from now on. So let me just move on to the desktop. And the desktop, there is quite a few changes, and let me show you really quick that now we have a new icon for File Explorer, which is no longer by default pinned on the taskbar. Microsoft made that decision to remove it just because people were asking to get more space on the taskbar. So one way to do that is to unpin it, is to ship Windows 10 without File Explorer being pinned. But you can also, you can always access from the start menu. You can access the File Explorer, and you can even right click and do the pin to start right from the menu to like get it back. Another thing that's going on, if you Microsoft is updating the user interface for the user account control, and when you're trying to run something in elevated mode. So for example, if we try to open the command prompt, and if we try to run it as an administrator, when we get a new UI, and this is how it looks like. And now with the user account control, you can actually log in using a Windows Hello, a PIN, a certificate, or your password, if something that you're required to do. So let me get out of here, and let me just move on to the taskbar. So on the taskbar, there's a few things that are going on. First of all, that I want to show you is that Microsoft is actually improving the clock experience. Now when we go to the clock experience, we get our calendar. Actually, Microsoft is integrating the calendar app with the clock section. Now every time that we open the clock, we get a quick preview of all the events for that day. You can actually like click different dates, previous or forward, and you will get different events from your calendar. You can double click in the date and open the calendar app, but if you're in the date, you can actually click the plus button, and that will open the calendars app on that new particular new event, and you can just create your event. Let me just I don't know, play, and you just create that event, and you can close the calendar app, and then you go to. So if you don't like the to see the events, you can go to the all style by clicking the hide agenda link, and that will be the same version that you had before, and you can always click it and get to the events. You can actually like click the event, and of course that will open the calendars and the specific event, and you can modify it and do anything that you need to do. So another change that Microsoft is adding to this build is not a huge change, but was a highly requested feature, is that now the clock actually will show up on all monitors when you have a multiple display setup, which is really nice that actually Microsoft is listening to users. And this is the first build that we actually are going to see the new Action Center button with badges. I don't have any notification right now to show you, but badge will show up with the number of missed notifications that you have, and the icon also is going to rotate and show different icons of apps with the number of missed notifications that you have for that specific app. So it's a settle animation, and you won't see it too often, but it will rotate it. For example, you will see the mail icon instead of this icon with the number of missed notification for mail. So and now you're also going to see that the button now has been relocated, and it's still next to the clock, but to the right of the clock. Before it was to the left of the clock. On the taskbar, now they started like talking about the taskbar. You will see that Microsoft is removing the properties section. Now has been removed for the settings section. So we no longer have that. So we have to open. If you want to change anything on the taskbar, now it's going to happen inside of the settings app. Also, let me just go back to the taskbar options, and let me just show you really quick before I forget that you can right click the Action Center button, and if you don't like it to to show app icons or show the numbers, you can turn it off right here. You can do that. Just right click that and that, and as you can see, you don't see like a check mark instead of before you to say don't show, and now it says show. To to let you know that that's disabled for now. So let me go back and put it back to show the notifications, and that's how you remove the notifications features for that particular button. We're also going to see badges on apps. For example, like right now, we're going to see on the alarms clock, you see that there is a badge right there with indicating that you have an active alarm, and if you turn that off, you will see that the badge will disappear. If you get new emails that you haven't seen, not that you haven't read, that you haven't seen, it will show the number of those alerts on the mail app. And if you have the weather, and if there is like an alert for weather, for severe weather in your area or other types of alerts, it will show up with a different badge. So it might not necessarily be with a number. It might be different. Like you can see right here, we get the bell, but on the mail app, we're going to see a number instead. If you don't like the badges, and now we go back to the to Taskbar section on settings, you can turn it off right here where it says show badges on the taskbar button. You can disable that, and now if you saw that, now if we enable or disable, we're now going to see the badges on specific apps. Finally, for the taskbar, now you can click the volume button, and I don't have different devices for audio output, but you're going to be able to switch between different output devices and control the volume from right here. You no longer have to open the sound settings and change the defaults and do all that, which is really nice that we're gonna have that option as well. So now let me just go back a little bit, and let me just show you the new changes for the for Action Center. Now when we open Action Center, this is how it looks like. It's still a work in progress. We're going to see more changes in upcoming builds. But now, for example, we're going to see content-rich notifications with the hero images and more content. And we're also going to start seeing Cortana notifications right on the Action Center that will help you not to miss any events that you might need to attend to. Also, as another visual changes that we're going to see on the Action Center is that notifications, individual notifications, no longer are going to show up, display the icon to the left side. So now we're going to see one icon, and it's going to be on the header that groups that particular set of notifications, and that's pretty much it for the Action Center. Actually, no, there is a lot more. There's other things going on the Action Center that I almost missed. For example, now you can rearrange all the quick action buttons, and you can disable all the buttons if you don't like them. On the current official release of Windows 10, you can't do that, so it's really nice that Microsoft is adding that option as well. And if you click the I don't have it on here because I don't have a wireless connection, but if you click the Wi-Fi quick action button, will no longer disable your wireless connection. Instead, it will show up the network flyout. As you can see, let me see if it comes up right here. It will show you this flyout menu instead of disconnecting you from Wi-Fi. Let me just show you really quick that you can rearrange all the icons and disable them, but you can't do that from the actual Action Center. You have to actually go to to the settings app, and then you open notifications and actions, and here is where you can click and drag the button. Let me see if I can just drag and drop in like in any place you want it, and you can, like, if you want to remove it, you click the remove quick actions, and you can remove them all and show them all. Let me see if I can show really quick that we are removing all of them. No longer see, there you go, you see, you no longer see the buttons. Let me see if I can do two of the buttons, and you can see them right here. So let me just set this back. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Alright, so that's what's going on with the Action Center for now. We're going to see more changes coming on later builds. And now let's actually go full into settings, because there's a lot of changes going on this build. So let me start with the system section. So now when you're on settings, you will see that the search box is no longer on the right. Now it's right here on the left, and you will see the button to go to home right at the bottom of the search, and you get a title, or the name of the main section of where you're located, also at the bottom of the search. You will also notice that each page for settings, they have icons that are easy to identify what kind of section or what kind of settings you can configure on that particular page. Before, just the name made it a little bit difficult for users to actually navigate through the settings. So now let me show you that we have so we went to the notifications, to the notifications section, and we have new ways to customize the quick actions. But you no longer are going to see the select icons and to appear on the taskbar, or the link to turn system icons on or off. Those settings, they have been moved to the personalization and taskbar. So like if you want to change those, you have to come and turn it on and off right here. And I'm gonna come back to this section later. One section that's missing on my virtual machine, and I wanted to show you because that's also new in this build, and I have a screenshot from my laptop, and that's the projecting on this PC. This is a new section that will appear, I guess, if your computer is actually capable of doing that. So you can come and here and enable or disable the this feature, and you can actually require a pin for pairing. So basically this feature allows you to project your phone or PC screen to your to this PC in this case, and you will be able to use the mouse, keyboard, and other devices as well. So basically this is like it's a different way, I guess, to do remote access, but Microsoft is just calling it projecting to this PC. So that feature is actually, sadly, it's not on my virtual PC, but I just wanted to show that also it's part of the build. So now let me just jump to the apps and features, because Microsoft is adding a really interesting and needed feature for apps, which is when you go to apps and features and you click you select the app, and then you go to the advanced options, you will now get a app reset feature. And basically what it does is it deletes, when you click that button, it deletes data, the data from the app, and resets the app so it works again. So like if it wasn't working, if you're having problems like with the mail app that isn't syncing, or something that's not working right, you can come here and just click the reset, and you don't have to install and reinstall, or just like if you trying to like do an app that you can that you can't uninstall, you know, like I think calculator, you know, you can't uninstall that, but it's not working. So you can come here and reset it, and hopefully it will work again. On the app reset, on this page, actually you also going to see the app add-on and the downloadable content section that would allow you to manage apps that actually have add-ons and different content. So you can come but this is not a feature that's working right now, so we're gonna have to wait and let it build and see how it actually works. What else is going on for this section? That's all there is. The thing that it's not here, it's Microsoft Edge. I think Microsoft left that out, so you can actually come here and reset the web browser, which sometimes it might lock up and you know, it might just not work. So it would be nice if Microsoft Edge had like a reset button as well. So right now you have to go through different complex PowerShell settings commands to actually reset that. If we go to Power and Sleep, there is not much going on in there, but because it's a virtual machine, I also don't have the battery section, and the battery section has been updated, and there is another way to store apps that use to see the battery usage for different apps, but it's not like a big change either. So when we go to storage now, and for example, I'll go to this PC and then we go to temporary files. Now we have a new section that is called pending updates and preview builds, so you will get some information there too, but nothing too much. And let me go back here, and no, there's nothing going on the on system as far as I know. So when we go to devices now, another option that it's not enabled on my virtual machine, but it's also on this build, is the pen section. That if you have a pen paired to your tablet or touch enabled device, you will have this pen section that allows you to control visual effects, cursor, and what the pen do when you click it, the pen button do when you click it to open workspace or do something else. You can double click or press and hold to perform different actions. And this is part of the Windows Ink, but I'm going to show you that in a little bit later. So let me go back to my actual virtual machine that I have here, and nothing else pretty much is going on devices, nothing else. So let me just jump to internet, network, and internet. On network and internet, now we're going to see that we have a new status page that it will tell you if you're connected to the internet, and currently you can get more information. I don't know what that does, but you might, if something's not working, you might be able to get more information about that. We also have a troubleshoot button. The only thing it does is open the old network troubleshooter, and there is also a network speed test that's actually not enabled on this build right now, but on the features we will be able to run a speed test right here from the settings side, which is really nice. So on this build also we have the dial-up section for those people that still use dial-up. Not everybody on the world have access to broadband, so for those people that still on dial-up, you'll be able to access the settings through here. There is not a lot of settings. You can click the set up a new connection, and you will actually get the old setup connection or network. So you can just follow the on-screen steps and you will get connected. Alright, so let's move on and go to personalization. On here, nothing much is going on. Let me just go and see if I'm not missing anything. No. Lock screen, nothing. Theme is still the same. Star is still the same, nothing new. And taskbar, I already show you all the new options. That it's the notifications area has been moved to this section, and you can enable or disable badges on your taskbar. So now let's move on to accounts. In accounts, now if we go to sign-in options, now we're gonna see some icons that you can easily identify what kind of sign-in options you have. But what's really interesting is now we have a privacy button that allows us to hide the email address on the sign-in screen. This was a highly requested feature from people, and that now comes enabled by default. Enable, I mean that it doesn't show the email address on the lock screen. So, and that's pretty much what's going on the account section. Let me see if time and languages, nothing is going on in there. Easy access. Oh, now we have a new magnifier section that you can control all the magnifier options for tracking, or to invert color, or start magnifying automatically, which is really nice to have those options now that we're seeing more options migrated to the settings. On privacy, there is only one new option, and this is this one that is not fully integrated yet, but it's on the future we're going to get a feature similar to the Mac to the Apple OS X handoff features that allows you to start a task on the phone using an app, and then just pick up where you left off on your PC. For example, like if you're composing an email on your phone, and you can just pick it up where you left off on your device, on your desktop, over Bluetooth or the cloud, and other mediums too. So you can turn this on and off, but it's actually not working right now. But it's nice that we're starting to see that. Actually, Microsoft called this project Rome, and that's currently of development, and it's not a secret. It's a well-known thing that's coming. All right, so on update and security, pretty much everything is still the same, but we now have the Windows Insider program right here on this list, and it's no longer on the advanced options. So that's pretty much what's going on the settings app. Now let me move on to the lock screen. Cortana now is also part of the lock screen, so you will be able to actually ask common questions and to get quick answers. Of course, like if your computer is locked, the only way to access Cortana on the lock screen is when your computer is locked, obviously. And if you need to perform a task that requires elevation, like for example, like you need to open an app or do something else that is not basic, it will require you to log in. So but let me show you really quick. Let me see if I can. First of all, before you do that, make sure that you come to Cortana and you come to the settings on Cortana, and then you check the lock screen options. It make sure that that's on, and the Cortana also. It's sorry about that. So these two options are enabled by default. You're also going to notice that the settings to disable Cortana is not here anymore. I still don't know if that's a permanent thing or it's just a temporary thing, but it might be that in the future we'll see it again. But for now, you can disable Cortana. So once you have those options enabled, you can actually lock your PC. Let me just go to here and to my profile and click lock, and I'm going to, as you can see, it's just right here ready to answer the question. I can click the Cortana button right here, or I can say, hey Cortana, tell me the weather on New York City.
Right now, it's 64 and cloudy in New York.
So you see, this is how you get Cortana on the lock screen. Of course, like, let me show you that if you want to do something more not advanced, but that requires elevation. Let me just click Cortana and say open Microsoft Edge.
You just need to unlock your device first.
You see, that's, she's asking to unlock my PC, so that's what I'm going to do, and she will perform that, but I guess we're not gonna do that right now. Alright guys, I had some issues with the group music app to work, but I think now I got it working. So basically now we're also gonna get the media playback controls on the lock screen as well when we're playing music. So I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm just gonna lower the volume of this and see if that works that way. And I'm gonna play the song, I guess, and we need to have some value in order for this to work. And let me just lock really quick, and now we should be able to see the media controls, and there you have it right here with the album art and the name of the song and the media controls, so you can pause, skip, or play. So that's really nice that we have that option also on Windows 10. And let's just move forward, and now let's get into the Windows Ink. Windows Ink, it's a new fancy name that Microsoft is choosing for its already support for pen on Windows 10. But also Microsoft, what it's doing right now, it's adding a lot, it's focusing more on this area, and is making the pen an essential part of Windows 10. So now we're going to get more features to use the pen for Surface devices and touch enable screens. So right now, because I'm using a virtual machine, I'm not using the operating system and on a tablet. I don't have the option to open the Windows Ink workspace, but anyone can just go and right click the taskbar and click the show Windows Ink workspace button, and you will see it right here. Now it appears on the notification area, and you can use it. You can use this with your mouse if you don't have a pen. So this is the workspace, the Windows Ink workspace, and basically is you get 3 basic features. You get the new redesigned sticky notes that Microsoft has built up from scratch. It's not the same as the Windows 7 or Windows Vista. I can't remember which version it came out, and they're new, and they integrate with the with Cortana. So if you write a note with a date or an address, Cortana will pick that up and will set a reminder as well. So you also get the sketchpad and the screen sketch. Also on the same app, on the same workspace, you get the recently used apps. So if you have any apps that you use with your pen, and you will see them listed right here. Right now you can use the pen on Office apps, on Maps, in Photos, and Microsoft Edge. Also, in the future, we're going to see suggested apps from the store. Let me see if I can actually click this and get to. Let me see if I actually takes me to the. All right, yeah. So there you go. So if we click that, we get to a section specific to apps that support pen. As you know, the popular Fresh Pen also is there. That's the first one actually, and you can come here and download and install the those apps on your machine. But let me show you really quick that now if we open the sticky notes, it opens like a layer in top of the in top of your desktop, where you can have your sticky notes, and just say that this is sticky note, and you can actually come here and get to settings, disable sending this application uses static, or you can change the color as well, which is really nice. If you need to create a new one, you just press the plus button, and you can also change the color on this one, and so on and so forth, and you can just write whatever you want. So when you don't need a sticky note anymore, you can just delete it, and that gets you out of that section. Now let me show you the sketchpad. The sketchpad is basically a whiteboard where you can do whatever it says you want with the pen. So if you don't have a pen, you can use the your mouse. You can change colors, and you can, let me just change the I'm gonna use this pen, and just gonna use a different color. As you can see, you can do whatever you want, and you got the eraser if you want to erase everything. Let me just write something here that you can do with the mouse. What I really like is now you also have the this ruler that actually feels like that you're actually using a real ruler. So it will help you to do straight lines, and you can rotate it, and just use it as any other ruler. However, if you are using a mouse, you're like, how do I rotate the ruler? So Microsoft, what it did is added a feature that if you use the mouse wheel, you can rotate, as you can see right there, and you can trace your lines, which is really nice. You can just use your wheel mouse to do that. Of course, you can always undo any changes and redo any of your changes, and you can actually also use a cropping tool if you need to, so you can do that there. Let me see, what is this? I don't know what this does. I don't know what that option does. And you can save or share your whatever that you draw. So I guess just the app crashed on me. As I told you before, this build has a lot of features, a lot of changes, but a lot of things don't work yet really well. So let me go back to the Windows Ink workspace, and now let me go to the screen sketch, which basically it says, what is this Windows? Okay, let me see if I go back. All right, let me see if I didn't let me see if I let me do it now. All right, so basically there's a screenshot of the of what's on the screen at that moment, and apparently there's times when you can't. Actually, you just saw that, and this is the same as the sketchpad. You can use a marker or a pen to do your drawing, and let me just choose a different color, and you can do whatever you want, and you can also grab the ruler to do your traces. So this is like a really nice addition that Microsoft is adding. We're going to see more changes on the future, and basically that's pretty much it for Windows Ink. Now let me just go really quick into Microsoft Edge. There is no new changes on this build, but users who use the browser to do web development, they're no longer going to see the options to inspect the element or just get into the source for that page. You will have to actually go to the settings for Microsoft Edge and enable the start the F12 developer tools, and now as you see, it says like you'll now see the view source and inspect elements on the context menu. So now if I right click, now I see the inspect elements and the view source menu. On this version there is also a new updated Skype universal app preview that looks a lot better than what it used to look like when Microsoft first released the first preview. And now you can actually do let me see group messaging, and group video call. You will also notice that the accent color used on the Skype preview is green instead of actually taking the accent colors that you set up on the settings app. As you can see now, it's blue, but now it's showing green here. So apparently the app actually takes the application settings actually takes precedence from the settings app, but it might just be something for this app because it's still in development. The app that I'm talking about, the new app, is it's called Paid Wi-Fi and Cellular. So there's nothing you can do here, but you can get some reading on how to get paid Wi-Fi or paid cellular data. There's nothing else you can do here, but it's there on the new bill. All right. So lastly, there is some improvements on virtual desktops. There is no visual changes, but now you can switch between desktop using your touchpad using 4 fingers. And you can refer between agents' desktops, but just holding and dragging down the your fingers on the touchpad. It works with pretty much all the touchpad, but it has to be a precision touchpad to use this feature. I think that pretty much that covers it all. Like I said, there is a lot going on this bill. So remember to like or dislike the video, leave a comment. I try to make the video short as possible, but there is a lot to cover on this for this bill. So I hope this video was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.